Now, I've been studying this series, and I've poured a lot into this series, and it's a really good one. And I really want you to continue to pray for where God's going to lead us in the next upcoming church year. I say that to say this because as I got to studying and really digging deep into these spiritual gifts, I got to realize, and we're going to go over one tonight. One of them tonight is going to be one of the ones that we don't realize a lot of times that we totally take for granted as a gift. We totally take for granted as a blessing, and we do this a lot. We do this so much with many different things, and this isn't a shot. This isn't mean to be rude or try to step on your toes or anything. I'm just saying, as we're coming up and approaching the next upcoming church year, I want us to really look at this stuff and realize, wow, that it takes all these gifts to make this great picture come in the end. And that is building the kingdom of God. Now, as we've gone over the last couple weeks, we're talking about spiritual gifts, okay? And as we went over last week in the first lesson, we realized that every believer, and what we learned was that every believer, every blood-bought, born-again believer in Jesus Christ has at least one spiritual gift. We all have at least one spiritual gift. And it is absolutely critical, in your walk with God, in your life, that you discover what this gift is. Because here's the thing, our gift isn't so much what we are, but it's just as much as who we are, okay? And I really realized this as I started studying this, that it is who we are. It's a part of us. It's one of the reasons that God placed us on this planet. And we really have to find this, and it's so crucial that we discover this in our lives and we really step out on it. Tonight we're going to talk about the spiritual gift of service. We're going to go over the gift of service. Now, this is like I was saying, this is one of the gifts, even like the first disciples, Jesus' disciples, it's really taken for granted a little bit. It's really not even looked at as important. We don't understand this, and we take this one for granted as the people on the backside of it. We take this for granted more than anything else. What are you talking about? The gift of service. We are talking about those people. We're talking about those people who sweep the floors every Wednesday night after we eat that you never got to ask to, and it's not their week. You understand what I'm saying? It's those that it's not their week. That's the gift of service. It's the ones who take out the trash when they're not asked to. That's a gift of service. It's the ones who come to me and say, look, Mitch, I will do anything you want me to do. I'll do anything that you need done. Okay? It's the ones who come and say, even though I'm teaching Sunday school, even though I'm in the choir, even though I've got this going on, I'll do children's church. Okay? It's the gift of service, and this is one of the ones that we take for granted all the time. It's the person that says, you know what, I'll come up here on Saturday and I'll paint the doors. I'll come up here at midnight and I'll clean the church. That's the gift of service. Now, we're going to look at this, and we're going to really go deep in it. We're going to see ideas of biblical service, how this was biblically. But I want you to look at this. Take and write this down, okay? Write this down. And this is the definition. This is the definition of the gift of service, okay? You have the definition of spiritual gift. Okay, now I'm going to give you the definition of the gift of service. The gift of service can be defined as the God-given ability to help or serve others joyfully and lovingly for the glory of God. Now, you have to understand this for exactly what it says. As defined, the God-given ability to help or serve others joyfully and lovingly. Okay? It don't matter how much you do it. If you do it mean or ugly or bitterly or spitefully, then just don't do it. Don't do it. And that's in anything. That's even with your spouse. That's with your kids. I mean, if you're going to get up every morning and you're going to make coffee for your spouse, or you're going to make sure that your spouse has everything they need at a certain time, whatever it may be that you do for them. If you're going to do it if you're not doing it without fussing, don't do it. If you're not doing it joyfully and lovingly, then don't do it. But just like this within the church, do not sweep the floor if you're not doing it joyfully and lovingly for the glory of God. Don't do it. We don't appreciate these people like we should. Because these people, a lot of times, okay, we look at these gifts as, okay, well, I'm not singing. I can't sing. I can't speak. I really don't have a good public speaking demeanor about me. There's not a whole lot, but you know what? I'm really, really good at helping out around in the kitchen. And I do it without fussing because I like to help people. I want to help people. That's a gift. That's a gift. Just wanting the desire and having the desire to